One of the most common questions we get asked is, what is your system or your process? And that's a fantastic question, because how does what Breakthrough does, how will it fit into what your agency or what your client ultimately needs? How do we relay deadlines? How do we figure out how to get the information from the brand to the production team, which is Breakthrough, in order to be able to accomplish everything on time and on budget? So we follow the Breakthrough Event System methodology, and that's a very unique process that we've been working on for over 15 years, which has allowed us to complete over 393 individual events and projects in that time, which we've calculated the other day is actually over 6,780,000 impactful and lasting impressions that consumers are having due to an event that we've produced. So the first step is, we call it the possibility. What is the thing that the client actually wants, and how do we get there? And that's what we'll be doing from the budgeting process, where we look at our proposals, which once we give a proposal, that is a set number. If there is going to be any variable, we will let you know up front, but we never come back to you and say, oh my god, that's $10,000 extra, or after we issue an event, we're not going to come and give you hidden costs. So in the possibility is when our team is doing all of their due diligence on the front side to look at finalizing a budget, getting you numbers, and letting you know how long that's going to take. And we'll actually produce a very detailed production schedule, which will then lay out all of the other components. The next step is the path. So we have first the possibility, then we move to the path. So this is when we've gotten sign-offs and deposits and everything in place from a fabrication standpoint, and we start really narrowing in on all of the very specific details. And so that's when we'll be producing very specific shop drawings. We'll be producing material samples, making sure all the colors match and everything is in line with what the brand is looking to create. And that's all done in our path process. Once all of those small details are done, and that process can last anywhere from 1 day to 3 weeks, depending on the scope of the project. Then we move on to the actual production phase. This is where we start swinging hammers. This is where we start cutting wood. We get everything sent out to the CNC machine, because in the path process, we're designing everything in 3D. In software, we can click a couple buttons and it goes out to our CNC-based machinery, and all of the parts and pieces start getting cut. All of the drawings are then fabricated. So we will be producing exactly what you see in our 3D renderings and submittal and shop drawings in the production phase. And then at the end of it all, after production is done, and that process can range anywhere from, we've done projects in 1 to 2 days, a couple weeks, to a couple months' time. Again, depending on the scope of your project, what you're looking to create, that timeline is what we'll be producing in that first stage of the possibility. So with the possibility, the path, we're in production phase, we're building everything, and then at the end, you get the prize. The prize is when you actually get your event to go live, the fabricated piece is done, and you are then, we're finalizing little things like crating, logistics, event staff, touring managers. Depending on what the scope and scale of the project is, that's when the final details come together and everything goes live for the brand.